There is a moment that decides everything, though most people never realize it. It happens instantly, almost invisibly. Someone questions your motives, attacks your character, doubts your competence, accuses you, subtly or openly, of being something undesirable. In that split second, a choice appears, and almost everyone makes the same mistake. They rush to explain, they clarify, they defend, they try to prove they are misunderstood. It feels reasonable, even moral. But in the language of power, that reaction is surrender. To Machiavelli, defense is not innocence. Defense is weakness made visible. The moment you justify yourself, you signal that the accusation has authority over you. You step onto someone else's frame and accept their right to judge you. Power does not disappear loudly. It leaks out quietly, the moment you feel compelled to explain who you are to someone who questioned you without permission. In social dynamics, perception outweighs truth. This is not fair, but it is real. People do not assess who is right, they assess who is stable. They do not follow the most accurate person, they follow the one who appears unshaken. When someone attacks and you react defensively, the audience does not see sincerity, they see vulnerability. And vulnerability invites pressure. Silence, when held correctly, does the opposite. It unsettles. It reverses gravity. An accusation unanswered does not float harmlessly. It turns inward. The speaker begins to feel exposed. The words hang in the air with no resistance, and suddenly everyone is watching the accuser instead of the accused. This is the brutal logic Machiavelli understood centuries before psychology gave it language. Whoever controls the frame controls the outcome. Most people defend themselves because they want to be understood. They believe clarity will save them. If they just explain enough, repeat themselves enough, soften their tone enough, the situation will resolve. But this desire comes from emotion, not strategy. Understanding is not power. Control is. And control is never given to the one who pleads for interpretation. The strongest figures you have ever encountered were not the loudest or the most articulate. They were the calmest. They did not rush to correct people. They did not clarify rumors. They did not panic when challenged. Their silence was not empty. It was deliberate. It forced others to fill the gap, and human imagination, left alone, tends to exaggerate strength. This is why explanation often backfires. The more you talk, the smaller you appear. Every justification narrows you. Every defense anchors you to the accusation. You may be factually correct, but you look reactive. And reactivity is always subordinate. Power belongs to the person who appears above the exchange, not trapped inside it. When an accusation is left untouched, it begins to rot. The accuser repeats themselves. Their tone sharpens. Their emotions leak out. They start looking invested, while you remain still. The contrast does the work for you. People stop listening to what is being said and start watching who is composed and who is unraveling. Social judgment shifts without a single word from you. This dynamic becomes even clearer in group settings. A public jab lands only if the target acknowledges it. When someone throws a remark meant to diminish you and you respond with silence, you do something radical. You deny the moment oxygen. The room grows uncomfortable, not for you, but for the person who spoke. They feel the pressure to justify their own words. Their confidence drains. The power quietly changes hands. Machiavelli believed that words are rarely tools of truth. They are tools of positioning. To speak is not neutral. Every sentence reveals need, intent, or insecurity. This is why restraint is so dangerous. The person who speaks less cannot be easily read. And what cannot be read cannot be easily controlled. In professional environments, this principle separates operators from performers. When someone undermines you in a meeting, they are not seeking clarity. They are testing your stability. Most people fail the test by leaning forward, explaining, proving, and overcorrecting. Their voice tightens. The room senses it. Authority drains away. The strategic response is not defense, but redirection. A pause, a calm shift of focus, an invitation for the attacker to present instead. Suddenly the spotlight moves, and pressure follows it. The same psychology applies in personal relationships, though the stakes feel more emotional. When accused of indifference or selfishness, the instinct is to reassure, to explain intentions, to prove care. But this often validates the emotional frame of the accusation. A grounded, minimal response does more. A short acknowledgement without elaboration resets the tempo. It introduces uncertainty where the accuser expected control. Whoever controls emotional tempo controls the interaction. There is an even colder tactic, one most people cannot execute because it requires discipline. Absence. When provoked, do not respond. Do not escalate. Do not even acknowledge. Let the silence sit. Let the other person confront the echo of their own words. Many people rely on reaction for emotional regulation. When it is denied, they spiral. They post more, speak more, push harder. With every attempt, they reveal desperation. You remain untouched. This is not passive behavior. It is selective engagement. The goal is not to appear innocent, but to appear unreachable. When someone realizes they cannot provoke you, they feel small. When they realize you do not even consider them worthy of response, the hierarchy becomes undeniable. The most advanced move is inversion. Instead of denying accusations, you quietly reframe them as reflections of insecurity. Confidence becomes arrogance only to those threatened by it. Influence feels manipulative only to those who cannot resist it. Distance feels cold only to those who expect access. You do not argue the claim. You let it reveal the accuser. This is what Machiavelli meant by letting an opponent fall on their own blade. Defense meets force head-on. Strategy redirects force until it collapses itself. The more someone pushes against stillness, the more they expose themselves. Modern culture teaches reputation management. Explain yourself. Clear your name, correct the record. Machiavelli saw the trap. Chasing innocence implies guilt. Seeking approval implies dependence. The strategist does not run that race. He allows perception to bend around him instead. Over time, a strange reversal occurs. People begin to defend you without being asked. Observers feel compelled to intervene. They sense imbalance. Someone attacking a calm, silent figure looks aggressive, unstable, excessive. The crowd becomes your shield. You gain leverage without lifting a finger. This does not mean never speaking. It means speaking only when speech shifts power. When you do respond, it is brief, grounded, and final. Not an argument, a statement, not a reaction, a move. Every word lands because it is rare. The deeper transformation is internal. When you stop defending yourself, you stop living on trial. You stop negotiating your worth. You stop explaining your existence. Your presence becomes sufficient. Your silence gains weight. Your posture communicates certainty without effort. Machiavelli did not care about being perceived as good. He cared about control. And control belongs to those who cannot be rattled. The most dangerous individual is not the loudest or the most aggressive, but the one who does not need to respond at all. Eventually, the attacks slow, not because you fought back, but because people sense futility. They know the exchange will not reward them. Your unpredictability makes them cautious, and caution is respect in its purest form. There is a difference between strength and immunity. Strength still reacts. Immunity does not register the hit. Immunity exists beyond approval, beyond defense, beyond explanation. When you reach that level, arguments end before they begin, not because you won them, but because you refuse to play. At that point, you are no longer defending yourself. You are defining yourself. Your silence becomes intentional. Your presence becomes pressure. Your restraint becomes reputation. And the world adjusts accordingly. Power does not announce itself. It settles, quietly, permanently. If you've been defending yourself your whole life, try this instead. Say less, hold your frame, and let silence do the damage. The moment you stop explaining is the moment people start respecting you. If you want to be smarter every day, like and subscribe.